The Long Dark. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words again, guys, of the developer. The Long Dark is a thoughtful exploration survival experience that challenges solo players to think for themselves as they explore an expansive frozen wilderness in the aftermath of a geomagnetic disaster. There are no zombies, only you, the cold, and all the threats Mother Nature can muster, especially 1,000 fucking wolves and bears. Yes, guys, it's finally, it's here, guys, it's here. I played this in 2014 in alpha when it was $14.99. It's now, not $14.99, it's now $26.99. It's gone up, guys, and we'll come to that in a minute. But I loved this game. Loved this game. Back in 2014, it was one of the new survival games that had just come out, and it had no zombies. It was you versus Mother Nature, and Mother Nature was a right fucking whore. And now it's had 3 years of development, and I've never played it since 2014. I did a bit of a playthrough on my other channel, did me WAB, and I've just savoured the moment, guys. And I had huge hopes for this. I had massive hopes for this because I read the roadmap. We were going to get seasons. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in this. We were going to get seasons, guys, and a lot of other things, and they haven't arrived. What we did get is story mode. The Long Dark story mode, guys. We have a story mode which is so mind-numbingly fucking boring that you will literally want to punch your monitor after 2 hours. It is fucking awful. It's more like a tutorial from a developer who wants to piss off his customers, because the tutorial is fucking awful. It does stuff like you need to eat now. It doesn't tell you how to use your UI or anything. It's just you need to eat. You need to drink. You're gonna die. You're cold. But you know, I'm not gonna tell you what you have to do. Just to make fucking rosehip tea, I had to search fucking Google. It's the UI is fucking dreadful. Back in 2014, the UI was so simple to make stuff. Now they've kind of added 2 more hoops per job that you do, and the story, guys, it revolves around. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but in fact I'm not going to dwell on the story because this game isn't. If you're buying this game for single player, it's not worth a buy. 16,000 thumbs down, please. It's just not worth a buy for the story. The story's awful, guys. Absolutely poorly done. I'm sorry, but I love these developers, but that story, man, fucking hell, mate, what the fuck? It's just fucking hideous, the story. Everything's so contrived. Everything's just strategically placed where you need it, you know. Oh, you just happen to need this that's just there, that yeah, harvest that. Oh, you need this wood, it's just there. Oh, it's all down a corridor. There's no kind of openness to it. It's just like you funnel down a corridor. Oh, there's a wolf. There's a wolf. Just happens to be a wolf where you need to cross that area there, and then you meet the first NPC. Doesn't want to talk to you. It's not like, oh man, another survivor. No, it's like, I'm not talking to you until you get us 30 fucking pieces of wood. Go away. You get a fucking fetch quest off your foot. I'm not going to go into it. It's awful. Now, the survival sandbox is what this game's all about. It's what it was all about back in 2014. That's what it's all about now. Have they improved it? It's been consoleized. Oh yeah. We have the dreaded console wheel of death. Never mind fucking Russian roulette with a gun and the fucking spinning the wheel on the fucking revolver. No, we've got worse than that. We have the console wheel, guys. The console wheel that just doesn't work very well with the mouse and keyboard. It's fucked up. But you know what, guys? You know what makes it even worse? What makes it even worse? They've crossed the sacred line that you should never ever cross. And that is where you map one or more actions to a single key press or mouse press. Your left mouse button is fucking awful. It is used for 3 different things, and unfortunately one of them is looting and the other one is fucking throwing. So it doesn't take long before you start throwing away your precious stuff or activating. I think the other one's activate. I have activated more fucking flares than enough by quickly looting through the zillion cupboards and shit. When you find a house, you're going from cupboard to cupboard to cupboard, click and hold, because you got to hold your mouse button now, click and hold, click and hold, click and hold, click and hold. Now if you accidentally miss with the crosshair and you don't have it on a drawer or a cupboard and you hold the mouse button down, it activates whatever's in your hand, which is usually a fucking flare. And do you know why I think it's done? For controllers, because controllers don't have as many buttons as you have keys, and it's fucking lazy. I've got a QWERTY fucking keyboard the size of fucking Nebraska here with all these lovely keys on. Why the fuck
Can't I just map 3 different things to 3 different motherfucking keys? And while I'm on a rant with this fucking game, I can't jump. You can't fucking jump, guys. The amount of times I've had to walk around a 1-inch fucking obstacle because I can't fucking get my fat lard arse to jump over it. It's fucking ridiculous. And you know what the fanboys, you know what the fucking yes many fanboy wankstins on the forum are saying? It's like, no, in the snow you wouldn't need to jump. It's realistic. How many times do you jump in the snow? Just go off, please. And the wolves, the animals just seem that they kind of like follow the same fucking paths. They're not realistic. It's not immersive. You know, people are saying it's the most immersive game ever. I'm sorry, but it isn't. The wildlife do not act normal. There's a one just hangs around outside my fucking house all day, never gets fed, but it's there every day, just wandering around. You know, fucking hell. And another thing, let's talk about immersion, shall we? Let's go immersion, because this used to be one of the most immersive games I've ever played. Now, I found this note in the house, and it said, we came north because we didn't think there'd be many people here. We thought we could survive here because it would be sparsely populated. And I was so getting into it thinking, oh, wow, they came north, that's where I am. And then it said, contributed by Kickstart back in number 146. They have a game, right, where you are versus Mother Nature. It is the ultimate survival game. There's no hand holding in this game. It's you against nature. And that's what is so good about this game. You have got to scavenge for everything. You have got to repair stuff, you've got to build stuff, you've got to craft stuff, you've got to survive, you have to light fires and cook your food and everything, and it's just you versus nature. There is no end to it. It's how long can you survive? You're gonna die, but how long can you survive? And that's what makes this a really good game. But it's been f***ed over, guys. In the last 3 years he's been over with all these stupid bloody things. Another thing that I really fucking hate about this is lighting a fire. I mean, some say that it's Fire Lighting Simulator 2017. I mean, get this, guys. You make tinder. You know what tinder is? It's the stuff that lights easily, like newspaper or very, very small branches. You get a load of fucking tinder. In my case, I had, I think, 7 or 5 tinder starters made out of newspaper. I mean, newspaper. Dry, fucking nothing burns like dry newspaper. I had 20 matches, an empty fireplace which had wood in it but was actually empty because I'd emptied it, but you know, the developer didn't be bothered to take the wood out of the fucking fireplace. So you got this fireplace, newspaper, I've got branches, and then I've got thick heavy wood to go on top of that. Now, even a fucking drunk monkey could make a fucking fire out of that. Oh no, not me. It fucking, you light it and it's going, come on. There's a little thing goes round and then there's an RNG chance that it's not gonna fucking light. How you strike a match and light fucking newspaper? How the fuck can that not light? How the fuck can you put little branches on top of that, then it starts going again, put a bit more newspaper on if you need to, then you start putting, how the fuck can you not make a fire out of that? Well, in this game you can't. Maybe it's Canadians can't light fucking fires. Let's get on to the good. Because there's a lot of fucking bad. And another thing, it keeps crashing on my i7 GTX 770 machine. Runs fine on me 1070, but it doesn't work on the Windows 7 one. It's crashing constantly on that. And I've had a look on the forums and there's other people having issues with that as well. So buyer beware on that one. The good thing is, it is immersive despite the unimmersive things that keep bringing you out of the game that are. But the whole idea that you have to survive, that you have to find meat. I mean, at the minute I've got a house that's like, you know, you wouldn't think I was playing a survival simulator. You would think I was playing Fat Rich Bastard Simulator 2017. I've got a house. It's got a nice roaring fire. I've got a fridge full of food, cupboards full of clothes, drawers full of clothes. I've got everything that you could want in this house. It is so comfy, a nice bed. It's just glorious. It's got a lovely view as well of a frozen lake. It's just a beautiful, beautiful sight. I've got lots and lots of food and everything you could want, but that's going to run out very quickly. And then I'm going to have to hunt rabbits. Hunting rabbits, yeah, you throw your stone at them. That's if you can aim it. Takes a lot of practice. And then once you get used to doing it, you can kill them quite easily. You've got to hunt rabbits. You've got to look for frozen deer. You've got to look for weapons. You've got to craft yourself a bow and arrow. You've got to really dig deep and venture around in this map, and there is no map. You can get lost, which is great. You know, it's not great because you'll die, but it is great that you can't just use a map and get easily back. You've got to remember where you've been, and then all of a sudden there's a blizzard. There's a big blizzard and the temperature drops to minus 25 degrees. And it's like, you've got to find shelter. Like, now. Because if you don't, you're going to die. And when you die, we're going to delete your save game. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, if you die, you start again. And I kind of like that. Because it keeps you on your fucking toes. And so you're wandering around in a blizzard looking for a cave, a shelter, anything. Because you know you can't make it home. And I love that. I love that. That is so good in a game. And it is so immersive when that happens. I was totally over encumbered, or whatever you call it. I had way too much stuff. That I'd been on a massive raiding loot thing. And I was full of food, clothes, everything. I was a right fucking fat man walking home, and then I got caught in a blizzard and I couldn't see a fucking thing, and I was desperately wondering whether I could get home or not, and I just made it. And it was such a great feeling getting home, because I've got myself a little house, but I know that that little house that I'm in now is not going to last long, because I've pretty much looted the entire area, and it's just left me short, and I'm going to have to just say goodbye and head east or west or north or south. I don't know, because I don't have a compass either. I'm going to have to head somewhere, and I'm going to have to take whatever I can carry and just hopefully head into a better area and find better stuff. And that's what makes this game so great. Another gripe that I've got is you can't multitask in this, guys. When you're boiling water, you have to watch the water boil, and it takes 10 minutes off your time. And that's a huge problem for this game. I have died so many times skinning a fucking deer and taking the meat off a deer, because what you do is you'll come up to a deer and you'll say, right, I want to take that much meat, that much skin, and its intestines, and you just kind of, you're so used to doing that in the game, and then you do it and then you die of hypothermia, because the game works out how long it would take you to do that, and then just starts doing it, and you can't do anything about it. It's just like, right, we're doing that. You said you wanted to skin that, right? It would take you an hour to do that. You're gonna die in 45 minutes, and you've said you're skinning that, which is gonna take an hour. Watch, there you go, you're dead now. How does that make you feel, eh? How? I mean, what the fuck? You can't multitask or anything. When you set to do a job, you have to sit and watch the timer go down. And it doesn't take long, but it's still, you're not in control. I hate that. Do you know what? I want to boil water 10 minutes. I've got to sit and watch the timer go around. It only takes about 20 seconds, but still, why can't it just really take 2 minutes and let me go and do something else? Put stuff in drawers and in cupboards while the water's boiling? I mean, what's so fucking hard about that? But anyway, guys, I've got a lot of gripes with this, and the reason people are going to, oh, yeah, another negative review. But you know what? People who are going to buy this game, they need to know this. They don't want to hear all the bloody blowing sunshine up its arse. If you're going to buy a game, especially one that costs $26.99, you need to know that you can't fucking jump, that the multitasking doesn't exist, that the animals don't behave normally, and all the rest of the things that are said in this, and that the single player storyline's wank. You want to hear that. So, you make your own decision on that. What I'm going to say is that the survival mode is still good, despite all that, but this game could have been way, way better than this, and I can't help feeling that it's been dumbed down and fucked up for consoles, but I still do enjoy it. It's still a good game, and it's still unique, so I'm going to give it a thumb up, but bloody hell, it came so close. The hair on my testicles close to being thumbed down.